Assalamu alaikum. Well, today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite books, which is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. And there's a lot of amazing principles in there. I'm going to explain how we can apply those as a Muslim into our Muslim lives. Welcome to Simple Muslim Money, which is all about simple halal investing and personal finance for a Muslim. This book by Ramit Sethi, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, is one of my favorite books out there about finance. It just covers a whole bunch of stuff just in one book, and it's amazing. And what happens usually, what I find is in the finance space, that it takes a while for information that's kind of generally out there for it to then kind of filter down so that it's applicable to Muslims. So what I always encourage is like, look at all the information out there and then just kind of apply it in your Muslim context. And that can definitely be done, not just for finance books, but all sorts of books. There's so much information out there. And also don't get put off by the name of the book. I think even Ramit Sethi was saying it kind of looks a bit clickbaity as well, but that title was created a long time ago. And I think he does sort of kind of regret naming it that. But today I'm going to go over a video that he did himself, which is like a book summary in about 10 minutes in his video. It's a fantastic video. I'll have a link to it in the description, but I'm going to go through it and just highlight the key points and how we can apply those as a Muslim.
What is your rich life? You know that most people never even spend 10 minutes thinking about what rich means to them? Rich can be different for everyone, and money is just a small but important part of being rich.
So yeah, this is like the lesson one, which is use your money to live your rich life. So rich isn't just about money, which is really what I love about what Ramit Sethi is talking about here. Now, for me, it could be just being at a coffee shop and just writing and just working on videos and stuff like that and having a coffee and just sipping it slowly. I love coffee shops and being in there, even though I don't necessarily drink coffee as much. I prefer my chai. But yes, just something I love doing. It could be spending more time with your family. Could be going on holiday. Could be saving up for Hajj as Muslims. That's like an amazing experience. Could be going out for dinner with friends. Yeah, I'm really lucky. There's a bunch of dads that I know in the local area and we go out and it's always good and I love doing that.
When I wrote down my first list of a rich life, one of the key goals was being able to order appetizers from a restaurant. Why? Appetizers, it's like $10. Why? Because when I was a kid, we could rarely afford to order appetizers. Now, as time went on, my goals got bigger and I hope yours do too.
This is like really good. Like Ramit Sethi's talking about ordering appetizers, which is like starters in the UK, and how they never used to order that when they went to a restaurant. So one of the things he wanted to do was to be able to have appetizers or starters, and like it's really about thinking about what you want to do with your money as well. And it's not just the sake of just kind of making money, because then some people just keep just getting on this treadmill, or they just keep getting another job, keep doing other things, and it's not what they really want to do. So as I said before, things like maybe it might be you want to save up for Hajj, you want to save up for your marriage, you want to save up for your property. It could be things like that. You know, what is your rich life? What do you actually want to do? But for some people, you know, it might not be that. It might be, you know, they don't want to go traveling. They want to, I don't know, spend money more on their health or weight training or something like that.
Spend extravagantly on the things you love and cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't.
Now listen to is spend extravagantly on the things you love and cut back mercilessly on the things you don't. I mean, I find that and just end up saying that like automatically sometimes because I've heard it so many times from Ramit. But that's like, you know, if you love that coffee machine, you know, save up, buy it, use it. You know, don't feel like you have to hold back and not spend money on that thing. You know, if you want those fancy shoes, then, you know, get those. But, you know, if you're buying those fancy shoes, but you don't really love it and it's not something that you really want, or, you know, you kind of want, then you've got to kind of decide what you want to like spend your money on.
For me, I love spending tons of money on luxury hotels, but I still drive a 2005 Honda Accord. That's what I call conscious spending. You choose what's important to you and you choose what's not.
Now, this is fantastic. I love this concept of conscious spending. It's just kind of being more aware of where you're spending, and kind of carries on from the previous point, which is, you know, spend on what you love and cut back on the things that you don't. As you can see, Ramit drives around in this old car, even though he's making a lot of money, because, you know, he doesn't really value that. He values spending money on things like the luxury hotels, the traveling, bringing his family with him, traveling. I mean, that sounds amazing. Now, we drive a Lexus, and I know that's still a kind of a luxury brand, but it's not like one of these other brands out there. And also that the insurance is quite good, the maintenance costs and stuff are cheaper, and also it's a very reliable brand as well. So that's why we've kind of spent our money on the car like that. But one of the things we want to do is travel. So like last year we went to the south of France, which was fantastic. We were able to go for 2 weeks and we really value that. So we're kind of saving towards that. And it's amazing going away for that period with the whole family. It's just fantastic.
There's a limit to how much you can cut, but no limit to how much you can earn.
So lesson 3 is there's a limit to how much you can cut or save, but there's no limit to how much you can make. And this is like a mind changer, like for me, like totally just opened my eyes out, because I always thought when you wanted more money, you just had to get a better job, and like there might be more stress involved, more people to manage, more things to do like that. You might get a job that you don't really like, but you're only taking it for the money, and that is not the case. You can nowadays set up these side businesses, and you hear about these people making a lot of money.
Get a higher paying job. If you find that your existing company doesn't offer you growth potential, look for a better paying job. During the job hiring process, you'll have more leverage than you'll ever have to negotiate your salary.
Now, this is a good point. You can change job as well and, get a higher salary. And that's definitely happened to me before, when I've kind of left one company and gone to another company, and then my salary has just gone up. But you don't want to just get a job just for money. What's the point of getting $1 million a year? But if you're working like crazy, like all day, all the time, and I remember that's come from Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, really made me think about that. In that case, like, there's no point. You're not going to be able to enjoy that money, use that money, or spend time with your family. But some people, they don't care. They're all right with that, and that's totally fine as well. It's just about finding what works for you. But having a job that you enjoy is like super important, and there is jobs out there like that. You just have to kind of keep looking and keep trying and finding kind of what works for you.
Create a side business. When you embrace the idea that you can earn more, that your money is not just this fixed pie that you have to fight to protect, but you can actually earn more, you'll discover a huge surprise.
And this is the bit that I'm really focusing on, is kind of earning more from some sort of side business. And this is something like anyone can do. You can have your job and just kind of do things on the side to bring you some extra income. And this is, what I'm planning to do with this channel, with the content creation. And something I'm kind of learning a lot about as well. And, I definitely encourage it for other people out there. If you want to do a YouTube channel, and, if that's something you enjoy doing, get one up and running, and then, you can find ways to monetize it later on. Or it could be, you want to do some sort of e-commerce business. I don't know, you want to kind of do some side jobs outside, and you can do that from home as well. So it's like a fantastic thing now, especially with everything being online. Another thing is that you can create a business that you will enjoy kind of working on. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of work and stuff like that involved, but it's about the end result. It's something that you feel like you can work towards, and it's just about investigating and trying different things out and finding what works for you. I've tried a lot of different businesses out there. I've done things like drop shipping. I've done like Amazon FBA. I've done like a t-shirt business. I've done website design for people. And, I think I was just trying all of these things, and it took me a long time. And, now I'm doing the content creation. I'm really enjoying that, like trying things out and sharing it. And, if that's something you enjoy, do that yourself. If there's something else you might prefer, the drop shipping side of things, that's totally fine as well.
Simple long-term investing works. Most people think that investing means buying stocks, as if they should be sitting at their computer and looking at PE ratios and trading all day. No, that's not what investing really is. That's just what you see on TV.
The lesson for it is long-term investing. It's not about buying individual stocks and trying to decide which one's going to do well and things like that. There's also like a halal thing to think about as well. Are these stocks permissible as well? And that can be quite complicated. But how do you apply long-term investing in the halal context to Muslims? And the main way I do that is by Islamic index funds. So I'm just doing long-term investing, just buying it and just letting it kind of grow. And I'm also kind of spending small amounts on risky things like cryptocurrency as well. And I'm always, looking out for little things here and there. But majority of my money, I'm talking about more than 90%, is all within index funds.
In fact, investing should be as boring as watching concrete dry.
And I love this quote where Ramit says that, investing should be like watching paint dry. I mean, he uses concrete in this case, but same kind of thing. He uses that quite a bit, and I totally agree with him. And something I've learned from him and just from other sort of finance people as well, is just like, I thought originally investing was buy, trade, this, that, and the other, but it's not. Long-term investing, it should be boring. It should be just watching paint dry. You shouldn't have to sort of think about it once you've got it set up. If you use it, Islamic index fund kind of manages everything for you, and it's really important to just kind of just let that money grow, invest it, and just leave it there for the long term. I'm talking about 10, 20, 30 years.
Focus on the big wins. A $5 coffee is not going to change your financial life. If you want to buy the coffee, buy the coffee. But focusing on what I call the big wins, that will change your life. The big wins are the 5 to 10 things in your life where if you get these right, you never have to worry about the price of coffee or dessert ever again.
And this is the most important thing, is like focusing on the big things, like your house, your investments, your savings, your retirement, your pension, all of that sort of stuff. Like, focus your energy on that. Don't worry about the price of coffee. And I still kind of keep track of every little thing as well, and I'm trying to see where I can kind of push things and stuff like that. But it took me a long time to get here, and that's all with budgeting and things like that. But definitely think about those big things. Think about those as soon as possible. And once you set them up and automate them, it's fantastic. Like, you don't have to worry about it, and you can just slowly increase it or decrease it. And yeah, it's just about just understanding these principles and just trying to learn how to apply them. And look, anyone can do it, and we can do it as Muslims as well within a Muslim context. If you've enjoyed this video, please check out my other video where I talk about, is the S&P 500 halal?